Get ready for one.
Wow! Al, wow, Al. You have a rock underneath you. It's right on your slider. It's literally holding you right up. That was impressive. Very impressive.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Varsity Overland channel. Today I am coming at you from beautiful Pennsylvania here at the Mid-Atlantic Overland Festival. I am actually nearing the end of the festival. This is the third day of the event, but I am going to take you through all aspects of the festival. There have been some great driving courses, environmental safety courses, and just some really good kind of like off-road obstacle footage. So it's been a great 3 days. I think this is a really good entry event for anyone looking to get into festivals or expo style events. So if you're interested in that, be sure to stick around. All right, folks, well, I've just arrived at the grounds of the Mid-Atlantic Overland Festival. It's kind of a free-for-all, and this is my first experience with an Overland Fest or Overland Expo, you know, like style event, but just the camping situation at least is a free-for-all. There's no like assigned spots. You just show up, you pick the area that you like. There's no like painted markings on the ground. I don't know, these are all things that I was expecting, but I've also never been to an event like this. So I have myself set up in what I believe is the spot that I'm going to have, at least for tonight. I might explore some state parks nearby tomorrow. There's a driving event tomorrow that I might partake in. So I might give up this spot and end up going to another area of the grounds. But the grounds are huge. I'm going to obviously take the camera around in a bit and kind of show you the whole situation. But so many different rigs. It's really cool seeing everybody's like camp set up. So I'm gonna get myself started, hop out of the vehicle, get my tent up, maybe pop out the awning. It's a little windy, but I'll bring the camera around for the ride. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's see what we get out of this first Overland Festival experience. All right, folks, good morning. Day 2 of the Mid-Atlantic Overland Festival. I just got back from the the main event area with all the vendor booths and stuff. I met a pretty cool couple from Connecticut, actually, that have a company here called Extreme Mobile Adventures. I'm going to see if I can try to get a short interview or something with them. It's tough with everybody walking around in like the main area. You know, your attention gets pulled in 700 different directions and everyone's already having a conversation. So it's like, do I just interject here? Do I just start talking? It is quite unique. It's kind of like going to a Comic-Con kind of a convention, but for overlanding. So it's kind of crowded down there and there's a lot of people, but if I can get that interview with that guy, it's pretty cool, especially since he's from Connecticut. But I was able to snag a pretty cool shirt. Got a whole bunch of different overlanding gear you typically see on everybody's rigs. So that is pretty cool. So yeah, I got about an hour to myself right now. I think I might pack up a little bit because there is a short, kind of like mild trail ride coming up, and might make use of that, kind of get out of my campsite and just explore a little bit. So stick around.
The reason Porsche started this in the 1980s, and the reason was pads have a resin. Most pads have resins in them. And what happens is the resins need to degas themselves, okay? So what happens with a drilled hole is it allows the gases to move out of the pad through the hole in the rotor, okay? The technology on pads has moved quite a bit, and we'll talk about that now.
All right, so I just had a pretty good conversation with one of the mainline overland trail experts, and he gave me the confidence to try out the trail today. So the first section of the trail should be pretty easy. It's just a tour of the grounds. There's some nice vistas. They said some nice like big views. So I'm definitely doing that part. But then after that's over, there's a small group that's going to go over to the beginning of the technical trail. And he said I should absolutely be able to do it with the ZR2. He was looking at the truck and everything. We were talking quite a bit. Kind of a good entry level technical trail for a novice like myself. So I'm going to try to film some of it. Obviously, it's not a great idea to hold my camera up while out on the trail and driving. So I don't really know what's going to come of that, but I'm going to give it a shot. Pretty excited.
You use this hay every year. We don't mind flattening it out on the edges, but we want to make sure we keep it in there so that they can have hay all year round. Most technical trail on the property. To go through there, it's tight. When you get up around to go up the hill, it's wet and slippery. Make sure you know what you're doing when you're going in there. Okay, this side to go.
And I'm back. So I just finished the trail ride and the partial technical part of the trail, and it was a lot of fun. I'm definitely glad I did that. We had to stop early because there was actually some traffic out on the technical part of the trail. There was a Honda Ridgeline, a lifted Honda Ridgeline, that was trying to get over some of the rock obstacles, and it just kept getting hung up either on its front bumper or on certain sections of its undercarriage. And so we got out, we had our, we had max tracks and recovery boards and stuff like that to help, but it ate up a lot of time. And so we completely killed, what's been labeled as the lunch hour. And now some of the classes are starting up again. So ironically, there is a 4-wheel drive recovery course that's being put on as I speak, actually, by the Overland experts. So I definitely want to check that out because that's another Connecticut-based company that I really want to see. So I am back at camp. I didn't lose my campsite, thankfully. I might forego setting it up right now just so I can get over to the main area so I can see that presentation. But yeah, so far so good. I'm loving it, and I look forward to the rest of this experience.
What you're using, what is the risk versus reward, and how can I mitigate any risk of somebody getting hurt, right? Using the different things. We've used green sticks in those before. Sometimes they're too green and they just get squished, so it won't necessarily work. Open hand grip from here. I'm gonna keep looking over my left shoulder, so I'm not looking here. I don't care what's going on here. I'm just looking right here. And lift. I'm gonna move to the first click, and hear that second click. Lift up, keeping myself out of the triangle of death, and continue lifting. I might need to move to the back, or it's getting too high and I can no longer tricep press this down. I need to stay in control of the high lift jack. There is a load of weight on it right now. So I can come back here and I can do a knee drop, keeping myself out of the triangle of death again.
So avoiding sensitive areas. Obviously, waterways are one of the most sensitive areas to watch out for. Guys love mud holes. Mud holes are not fun to be going in. Who wants to cover your stuff with mud and then have to dig it out, clean it, and this, that, and the other? Guys love it to watch the mud fly, but every time you go through there and make the mud fly, now you got a bigger hole. You get more erosion. Watch those areas. The biggest probably contention in the Northeast is waterways, sensitive water areas. Out west and other places, prairie grasses. Out in the desert, it's called thing don't bust the crust.
So there's a challenge course going on right now, and it is no joke. You get -1 point on this course for every rock that you miss. I find that so hilarious. So the objective is to touch as many rocks as possible on the way down. I'm gonna put up some footage of that in a second. Right now, got myself some brick oven pizza, roughing it with the camp food tonight as I head back to my campsite. Got a pile of pallets for a fire later. So far so good. I'm loving it here. So I'll put up some footage of the challenge course. You can watch a couple rigs go down the rocks, and that'll be it for day 2 of the Mid-Atlantic Overland Festival. See you in the morning.
Wow, Al, you have a rock underneath you. It's right on your slider. It's literally holding you right up. That was impressive. Very impressive.
Negative points for free.
Ed, you got him on that side?
All right, people, good morning. It is day 3 of the festival, and I'm starting the day with a workshop on filming your adventure, which is probably the part that I've been most excited about at this Overland festival. So I'm going to take a little bit of footage there, and then don't really have a whole lot of stuff planned for the rest of the day. So let's see what happens.
Using a microphone, I'm actually shooting straight from the camera because of that omnidirectional audio. So we'll use a shotgun mic on top of the camera for some instances like this, but since I'm talking to Joe as well as him, I want to be able to capture all the audio around me. And this is just another instance where when it comes to storytelling, we had a good segment when we were in the car, we were having a discussion, but you want to cut away and kind of come back to something else. So I'm constantly trying to tell the story by, okay, here's an in-car segment, here's an out-of-car segment, then we'll go back in car, then we'll go out. You want to switch it up, that way you keep the viewer interested.
And you really need to do all your research and know where you're going. Part of tread lightly of educating yourself and knowing what permits are required and the places you go, and just kind of the lay of the land. Do your research, do a lot of it, do as much as you possibly can. But in New England we have some great places. We have a bunch of, I call them backcountry cruises.
For others, it's living out of a modified vehicle for weeks or months on end. Everyone has their own answer, their own story.
So it is Sunday morning at the end of the weekend, just before 9 a.m. and it's time to head out and say goodbye to the Mid-Atlantic Overland Festival. What a great weekend. I learned so much, met some pretty cool people, and I'm very thankful to the people that I did meet who gave me the confidence to try some of the driving and some of the trails that I attempted with this truck. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything where I was like, you know, stressed about whether I was going to roll over or anything like that. But just having the confidence to take those little baby steps here and there, it's a big confidence boost. You know, it's a big deal. So I appreciate the help, those of you that I met. I've met some of you online through Instagram. And I also got second place with the film festival last night. So I was able to bring home a kinetic rope from mainline Overland. And look for the film that I submitted in the near future on YouTube. But right now, it's time to get out of here because I need a shower. Peace, people.